Greetings and welcome back to the Weekly News Roundup. The cat was like slaying on the chair for the last hour and a half. And right before I started the stream, he decides to jump off the chair. So, you know, the kitty was there for a long time. And he's like, nope, I'm out of here. So I had to send the kitty to quarantine. Well, I hope that you guys are all doing well on this wonderful Friday Weekly News Roundup. It's pretty much normal today. Probably finish about the same time, about an hour and 15 minutes is kind of our goal. Privacy, security, business, and we did get some beautiful Sillyville. Beautiful Sillyville. We have to ask ourselves, what in the world is going on in Australia? My lands. I asked Vince, and he's like, I have no idea. Good evening, Shadow Streak. How are you doing? You're back. Very cool. Tomorrow we are doing a discussion on the Glimpse project going on hiatus. And that will be premiering tomorrow at noon Eastern time. I will try my dandiest to be there. I probably will be able to make it. I'm not planning on going anywhere other than extensive quantities. I have 15 line items to do in the super secret project. And so with so many things to do, I may or may not show up here. But hey, it's a good lunch break anyway. But anyway, how are you guys doing? Jeffrey, Iron bans cryptocurrency mining while Biden and Harris remain in office is what it should say. I don't know. Vacuum cleaner reviews. Greetings. Joseph, got a new 500 gigabyte SSD. Plan to install MX Linux on it. Created a snapshot from ISO from VM and vigorously tested the live USB session this weekend. Very good. Awesome. I have ordered another little computer. In fact, I was going to have a wonderful little review of a mini PC. I even cut open the seal of the box on camera, and it was broken on arrival. So I had to send it back. And I ordered another one. So I am delayed on my reviewing a micro PC for over a week. However, I went from probably a lower grade one to a refurbished higher grade one. So that'll be sometime soon. I'm thinking that's probably going to be 2 or 3 weeks out. I want to play with it for about a week before I actually release the video, but who knows? Maybe I will unbox another broken computer on camera. So I had it on camera. So if they're like, well, this was broken, I broke the seal on camera. Open it up and the button's broken. Oh, joy. Oh, joy. But I got, Amazon actually has a really good return policy, so I just dropped it off at the local Amazon store, and literally within like 3 hours, they credited my account for the full amount. I dropped an extra $50 to buy a better one than I had, so that's kind of what we did there. Let's see. Plan to connect both drives simultaneously, so each will have its own grub bootloader, or which will stick with the light theme. MX will toggle the light and dark modes as needed. There you go. Chrome browser theming has hissy fits when I switch to Plasma from a light theme and then to dark theme because the browser GTK app. Yeah, I have found Plasma does have issues with some themes. I completely agree. Kitty needs a treadmill. Yes. Greetings, Moonbase Alpha Grays. How are you doing? Take me to your litter. Kitty needs lipo. Yes, he might need some lipo. Dan Kello, greetings. Kazang, how are you doing? Made a dedicated Linux Mint machine and threw a nod in your direction. Hey, there you go. Yeah, I have a few of those. I wish Linux Mint had like a Raspberry Pi build. I would definitely use it. Beer, wrestling, news roundup makes for good Friday night. There you go. Well, I don't drink beer at all, but I do have green tea with lemon. I am not actually a huge fan. Of course, you can't see it because it's green and, yeah, green screen. So, whoa, you can kind of see the background behind me. Ah, Tex is looking through my cup. Oh, not a fan. I am not a fan that Bigelow has changed around their caffeinated variety pack. It contains like half green tea now, which I think is kind of gross. And they took out lemon lift and they took out cinnamon stick. Literally their variety pack of tea now consists of green tea with lemon, English tea time, which is basically black tea. I think there is a constant comment and there is a Earl Grey. That is not a variety pack, Bigelow. Get yourself with it. I used to love that tea brand, but now it's just getting harder and harder. I have to buy massive quantities of tea, just have a few of them that I like. Anyway, how can I become a mod like Dan Kelly? Be around for a while. Or oftentimes supporters become mods as well. So, VPN is starting to become ideal. A lot of control freaks these days. Yeah, absolutely. Barry, I've not recognized your name, Barry. Welcome to the stream if you are new. Greetings to me and Kitty. Hello. Hello, your mom. Your mom, you will be pleased to know that over on Discord, we did update the channel links today to put the library, put the library and the Rumble links in those. Were you thinking I need to put them somewhere else too? I'm not sure if they're in the YouTube video descriptions. I'll have to check down there too. Mini PC might be useful when you install NMX Linux. Yeah, the mini PCs are getting really good. The one I'm getting has an i5 in it, like an i5 6500T. I'm like, that's a good processor for a mini PC. And we're talking micro PC. We're talking this big. Like, it's less than 2 inches by 7 by 7, I think. Columbus, Ohio says hello. Well, hello, Columbus, Ohio. Let's see. So use hard drive for large storage and backup. New versions for Wine is not an emulator. I feel like more of a downgrade. Okay. So the Asus mini computers, SSD not included, pretty much covers the whole enclosure. Yeah, I've not looked at the Asus ones. I was looking at the Nukes, or Nux, I guess they're called, from Intel, but those are just, they're really, I think they're trying to capitalize on the Intel brand. They're extremely expensive for what you get with them, although I hear they are absolutely excellent. So I tried an Acer, no, it's not an Acer, an Ace PC. That's the one that was broken out of the box, so I'd avoid the Ace PC. I ended up going with a Dell, because I really like Dell computers. I have several Dells. They seem to work very well, other than, you know, that whole issue that, you know, Dells have if you have Windows on them. We talked about in the news not too long ago. Grew up with tea and coffee, but lately been drinking black coffee. I prefer my black coffee usually, but at night I do tea. I do coffee in the morning and tea at night is what I do these days. Maybe actually Friday nights, though, after the stream's over, I have me some hot chocolate. Mini PCs are good, but they break easily. It depends on which one. There's a cat down there that is extremely happy right now. He's like having fun. 5x5, including AMD Ryzen 7 chip. Yeah, I'll have to look into some of those too. Those look very good as well. All right, it is about time to start the news. Let's see. Little cat, I told you yesterday where you can find things. I do not always have time to post them right here. They are always in the latest videos link. So you go to the latest videos, you can get the link. Let's see, very good. If they could, yeah, my LM machine happens to be a Dell. Yeah, actually I have this one down here, which is barely used. Can I get it out? I don't think I can get it out because I have to move the microphone for the Weekly News Roundup, slide it over. But actually I have a micro tower down here. Barely used, but it is a absolutely amazing Dell micro tower. Very nice. Or mini tower, I guess it is. Let's see here. Been using a huge fan of Dell over the years. Unless I get them for free, I can salvage parts. I've never been a huge fan of Dell. Okay. Yeah, I've always had really good luck with Dell computers. And so, like, the one that I still do for web design, actually, I've been using the Raspberry Pi. I've literally been on that Raspberry Pi now for almost an entire month, and I have no reason to switch anywhere else. Very interesting. All right, let's go ahead and jump in on the news. Let's go ahead and do that. I think we're doing that. We haven't done this affiliate for a while. Tea's still a little too hot. All right. Let's get going. Welcome back to the Weekly News Roundup. This is the privacy edition with a little bit of security thrown in on the side. These are recorded live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if you'd like to catch the show there. So let's go ahead and just dive right on in so we can get to the good stuff near the end. So first we have the Xbox Series X. Apparently even offline discs that you just have the disc, you just play it offline, they still have to check home in order to play. Yeah, isn't that interesting? So one-time connection required for configuration on Xbox One and smart delivery discs. So if you boot some of these guys up, game isn't ready yet. Go online to finish installing it. So gone are the days where you can go to whatever CD store, pick up your game, and then just bring it home and play it. Like, you know, I haven't connected my Xbox to the internet at all for, I don't know, 6-7 years. We got out, occasionally buy some used game at GameStop or something, bring it on in, put it in there, and hey, it works perfectly fine. No big deal, you know. But now these are getting so bad where you have to go online, even on a game that you're just running a disc, and it's got to go online and grab files. Uh-oh, here's an update. Whoa, connection charges may apply. 5.4 gigs. This is one of the challenges, guys. A device I have I'll be reviewing soon on the channel. I actually have a cellular backup system, and even those, the best internet you can get is going to be capped at like 30 gig right now, which is decent if you're not doing a whole lot of, you know, HD or 4K streaming or downloading Xbox games. But for basic tasks, light streaming, things like that, 30 gig, you can go pretty far on that. And this is a really nice device that's giving me very high speed broadband in the middle of nowhere. I'm telling you, it's a really nice device I'll be reviewing here soon. And so, yeah, you can buy games in stores, but you have to plug them into the internet in order to do this. And this means that they're collecting data, they're logging things. Ooh, they know who you are. All sorts of stuff. And it's garbage. It's garbage. This is why I think right now, as far as the internet is concerned, is the worst time in history to be alive. You young people, you guys do not know how wonderful it was. I mean, first and foremost, how wonderful it was in the 90s and early 2000s when you didn't rely on the internet because it just wasn't fast enough to, and people still had brain cells rubbing together. And things just got progressively worse and worse and worse, and now everything's just perpetually online. It's kind of crazy. Well, Clearview, we already talked about it, was hit with several bans and lawsuits and things like that and fines here in the United States. Well, now in EU, privacy watchdogs believe Clearview's image scraping methods violate European laws. So right now they are coming through and looking at that. And complaints filed in France, Austria, Greece, Italy, and United Kingdom say the company's method of documenting and collecting data, including images of faces that automatically extracts from public websites, violates European privacy laws. New York-based Clearview claims they built the largest known database, 3+ billion facial images. And by the way, yeah, where in the world, guys, is Anonymous? Can Anonymous go take these guys down? I mean, really? But anyway, I'm kidding. So now they're looking into it, and you know, when EU privacy laws start getting involved, things kind of get crazy. So with that, you know, hopefully something else comes into effect, and the people behind Clearview are like, okay, maybe that was a bad idea. They're already barred from using their stuff in some places in the United States as well already because of this, and hopefully it gets better and better. Over in UK, this deals with the Snowden revelations, the UK mass surveillance regimen. Yeah, that was actually ruled illegal over in UK now. So now it is actually illegal here, illegal over there. Why is Snowden still in exile in Russia? He very clearly demonstrated that the government was breaking the law. It was absolutely ruled breaking the law now on 2 continents. Can we just bring the hero home now, people? But the human rights, I first saw this like, oh man, is this related to all those security cameras? No, it doesn't have anything to do with the security cameras. It just has to do with all the Snowden type stuff. So basically, you know, United States Constitution says the government can't spy on people, but hey, M8 can, and then the United States will spy on the British citizens, and then hey, we'll just trade data. And that's kind of what they were doing. So the Grand Chamber of European Court of Human Rights has today issued a landmark ruling that the UK's mass surveillance regimen violates people's rights to privacy and freedom of expression. The regimen was first exposed by Edward Snowden, and it will have an impact not only on UK, but across Europe as well. This is the Five Eyes, the 13 Eyes. They're all involved in this, which is several EU countries and then United States. And, you know, of course, you get like, you know, China. They're just even worse than all this. But hey, we can hope, right? Well, speaking of China, the AI emotion detection software is tested, and I still don't know how to pronounce this one. Is it Uyghurs, I think? This is a particular population in China which is predominantly Muslim. And you know, for all the people saying there's racism and hate in America, y'all got nothing on China. They harvest these people for their organs, guys. I know CNN's not telling you that, so you think that's a conspiracy theory, but it's actually happening. And if you think that we're bad, China is actually deploying a lot of these weird technologies on their Muslim-specific populations. I'm no specific friend of the Muslim faith, but hey, I do believe that everyone can have their own religion. Enjoy yourself. You don't try and kill me in jihad, and I won't try and kill you in a crusade. Okay, we'll leave it at that. But with all that stuff being said there, this camera uses AI and facial recognition intended to reveal the states of emotion, has been tested on this Muslim population in Zhejiang. Now, we covered a little bit about this when we were theoretically going on, but there's a lot more detail about this. Basically, they want to monitor all of these people and prevent them from, you know, doing anything that China thinks they shouldn't be doing, like, you know, existing and practicing their faith because they're not worshiping Emperor Mao, or is it Emperor Winnie the Pooh at this point in time? I don't really know. But anyway, they are testing this AI, artificial intelligence, emotion detection system on specific populations over in China. So there we have it, guys. That is exciting. Now on to our final story in privacy before we move on to security. Google is now using patient data to develop healthcare algorithms for hospital chains. We all know how wonderful, perfect, and beautiful algorithms actually are, and how algorithms are the savior of the world. Now they want to apply them to health. And your health data might be out there, and hey, the law allows the hospitals, without your consent, to just give their data to Google. I will remind you again, Google now also owns Fitbit. So they have a lot of real-time health data tied to real-time people in real-time accounts and real-time daily usage. Google has been working with multiple healthcare chains. They have been working with multiple health insurance companies. Their parent company, Alphabet, is even working on developing a health insurance company themselves. This is too much data for one company to have. Now they're trying to use AI. Oh, but it's all anonymized. Yeah, but the AI is going to be used to flag you for something without any real evidence at this point in time, all on Google's whim. I will remind you guys again, go and watch The Selfish Ledger. Type it on in YouTube, somewhere else, wherever you can find stuff. Go watch The Selfish Ledger. You will see the long-term game plan of Alphabet, and it is terrifying. This is an internal Google document that was leaked out. So in this case here, this is HCA operates 181 hospital, 2,000 healthcare sites in 21 states. So the company is working to develop healthcare algorithms. Okay? If I get into an accident, guys, you run into me in your car, just let me bleed out on the side of the road. I'd rather go home with Jesus than go into Google's data collection firm, all right? Just a thought. So with that, Google will store the anonymized. Oh, it's so anonymized. Yeah, I promise you can go back and figure out who the people are. Especially a company like Google. They'll store anonymized data from patient health records and internet-connected medical devices. Yay! All we need. I'm telling you guys, can we stop putting everything on the internet? Putting everything on the internet is a bad idea. Stop putting everything on the internet. I don't need my pacemaker on the internet. I don't need my diabetic machine on the internet. I don't need my breathing apparatus on the internet. If you think I'm not using it, then you can drop me as a patient. For crying out loud, stop putting everything on the internet. I mean, I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you. This is getting insane. And so now Google is coming out collecting all this data that's theoretically anonymized, and then using it for algorithms. And we all know how wonderful Google algorithms are. You want to talk about what's radicalizing? You want to talk about what's destroying the society? It is algorithms. Once algorithms hit any social media, it immediately becomes garbage. Hands down. Algorithms hit healthcare? Well, I mean, healthcare's already in the garbage, but I mean, we'll just drive it there faster. We're going to dig it, bury it deep. So there's a thought. Are you guys interested? And what could we possibly do to make sure that this type of data does not get out into medical hands? Maybe we all need to have an outrage here with our local congressional people so that they can go in and propose laws to prevent this crap from happening. Well, with that, you can help support the channel on my affiliates. Today, we are highlighting Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile will allow you to get very good phone plans for as little as $15 a month. So tlm.li/mm. So I switched from Verizon over to Mint Mobile about a year and a half ago now. And right now I have paid for my entire year of phone service. I don't have to pay anything else at all for my phone service. I think until next March 2022, I paid $170. And I will not have to think about my phone again until next March. So that is good. And it works everywhere. My old phone worked. A couple little places out since they do use T-Mobile. If T-Mobile's not going to work, then they won't. But they do have a new unlimited plan, which is $30 a month. I don't use a ton of data, so I just use the 4 gig plan a month, which works for me. And I have been testing out the, I was talking about a good cellular internet system that is back on the Verizon systems. I can tell you the Verizon systems, they are way more expensive for the same type of stuff. Sadly, I just can't use this on the cellular modems and stuff. But for any of your phone needs, this here, absolutely Mint Mobile, tlm.li/mm. So now let's head on over to security news. Alrighty. Let's check in on Discord first. Received a new Atari VSC, and I'm not playing, but it is a Linux machine. Very nice. Big Brother needs to know everything about you, even if you're playing an offline game. That's right. Just pull the cable network, thankfully. Anonymous may be at the BBQ with the Illuminati. Wink, wink. There you go. Soon we'll order fast food in the drive-thru through that Schmoogle. Oh, Schmoogle owns, yes, and runs the order system. Yeah, there's already stuff like that. All right. Where are we at? Whoa, a lot of comments. 5x5, let's see. There's a problem, you own a Dell. No, actually I've owned a lot of Dells, and I have remarkably little problems with any of them. I'm looking at getting one of those SATA switcher devices so I can easily switch boot drives. Yeah, I use an IC dock for that. The one I use fits into a 5 1/4 drive bay. So sadly, many hard drive or many computer cases are not coming with drive bays anymore. But if you do have one with a drive bay, then you can use one of those. And mine, the one I have holds a large hard drive and a small hard drive. So I can switch between those. Let's see. And they're 35 bucks. The one I have is 35 bucks. 6 terabyte hard drive in your personal PC. Yep. There you go. Never been a huge fan of Dell. Let's see. Pseudo Pac-Man S cat hair. Yeah. I don't need to S cat hair. I apparently have a cron job that drops cat hair all over the place every 15 minutes. Mintbox looks cool. Yeah, Mintbox were Fitlets. I use a Fitlet for my pfSense router. That works really good. So, fan of AMD myself. I'll use Intel if it does. Yeah, there are still IRL game stores. Not very many of them. They have some of them at least may have survived. Xbox X games are fully updated and can't be played without the internet. That's insane. Single player, yeah, it's stupid. No, I don't download nasty stuff with my Verizon internet. Ugh. Voiding the warranty on Lenovo Legion 5, Ryzen 5 4 notes by installing Linux. Really, that voids the warranty? Why? Buy a game, bring it home, put it in the system, and play it. I know, right? Star Labs laptop is an 11th generation i3 with 2C4T dual core i3 2021. I have always thought that the i3 sucks. Am I the only one? Like, I'd rather have a Celeron than an i3. PS4, and don't download any games, just play discs. It disturbs me to put a disc in. It needs 15 to 35 gigs of download info from a Blu-ray disc. Yeah, that's insane. Little Cat No Replay. Just used a lot of 59HS, RTX 3060, 32 gig RAM, and all this 14-inch machine. There you go. Run Arch and Windows 10. There you go. Cool. Consoles like Nintendo 64 and Game Boy. What I had, I was saying, yeah, I was too old for a Nintendo 64. I think I can emulate Nintendo 64 with my RetroPie, but I don't actually have any games for it. Katie Slimbook. Let's see. Luckily, Australia isn't part of the 5. Oh, wait. Yeah. I need to look into what version of the Vega graphics Katie Slimbook uses. Should be grateful to the CCP. For what? Not harvesting both kidneys? As long as what you do, you are peaceful, don't hurt anyone. I agree. Do what religion you want. Yeah. It's insulting to Winnie the Pooh. Oh, he mentioned Winnie. That's an Insta band. I know, right? Good rainy evening. Yes, it's been raining all day. It's going to rain all weekend. It's going to be fun working on the super secret project without any ventilation this weekend, but I'll do it. I might die by the end, but I'll do it. If I come back next week and it sound like I have the coup, if I don't. Garmin branded Vivo Fit 4. There you go. WWE on Fox just ran a virtual signaling Pepsi ad about getting together again. Blah. Excuse me. Start the barbecue. No to let Tom bleed out. No, don't do it, man. Becoming a neo-Luddite sounds more appealing to me now. I know, right? I know. Turns red, hit you in the forehead. There you go. Mechanical and analog watches are more useful than smartwatch and Fitbit. Yeah, I agree. T-Mobile's no-go in your area. That is sad. You will not want to try Mint Mobile. Sadly. And God for Unlimited. Mint plan paid for 12 months. Yeah, absolutely. Do you have an OnlyFans? I don't have an OnlyFans. If you send me an email about it, I'll look into it. But I won't remember by the end of the show. Jason Jones, never used a smartwatch. There you go. Which Linux distro would work on a mini PC? Well, I got it to hopefully replace my Lenovo, which runs my media PC, so that will be Arch. Speaking of which, Vince, what is the window manager you like? I don't think it was i3, or is it? Got home from a walk around the neighborhood with the wife, and it's cold. Yeah, it's rainy here. I did not take a walk today. Wants us all in apartments with total telemetry. Yeah, I know. He does. All Linux flavors work with mini PCs due to them having no OS inflicted. Yep. Ting. Been great. All right. Been collecting DVDs and physical books. Well, you can go tlm.li/s and get my physical book of Synaptergy. All right, hit the bottom of that. Let's jump on over to security. All right, so first, hold on. I do have to push record. First up in security, there are some Mac OS 0 days. These ones here were letting hackers take screenshots of infected Macs. There were a series of different 0 days, 3 of them coming down in sequence. Although these are very, very low risk for the average Apple user, if you're using a Mac, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Just because basically to get these, you had to be working with several of the developer tools. But if you are a developer on a Mac and you're using Xcode project and things, let's see, I forget the exact name of what we're using here. If Xcode was either the name of the software or the name of the malware, I forget. But if you're using some of the developer tools and installed developer applications, your Mac would be at a higher risk. Most of these have been patched, so getting some updates. And I know a friend of mine works with some government contracts and stuff with Apple devices, and he said they did receive a government advisory about a month ago to update. And I think that fixed most of these guys here. There is a big vulnerability in VMware with a severity rating of 9.8 out of 10. The reason this is such a big deal is because, well, the average user may not use VMware a lot. A lot of servers that run the internet do use VMware. And so this is a pretty serious one. So if you're running any such cloud servers, make sure you're updating. But for the most part, just make sure that whatever your hosting provider is, if you have websites, make sure that they are updating their VMware software as well. Although there's not very little you could do about it. Nevertheless, it is considered pretty serious. Let's see, Shodan service catalog, sites available on the internet shows there are almost 5,000 public-facing vCenter machines. Most or all reside in large data centers, potentially hosting terabytes of sensitive data. Shodan shows the top users with vCenter servers exposed on the internet are Amazon, Hetzner, Online GmbH, OVH, well, before it burnt down, I guess, and Google. So all of those are utilizing this and would possibly at risk. Hopefully these companies will recognize the need to upgrade and update these. It's just something to keep in mind on, particularly if you're running VMware yourself. And on to our final security. After the whole pipeline debacle, the government, who is very, very well known at being able to competently handle things, they have decided that they need to get involved in pipeline security and regulation. Yes, the group that still thinks that you should change your password every 3 months, use SMS phone number to secure your accounts, and have other multiple outdated systems, they all seem to agree. I mean, half their stuff still runs on Internet Explorer, by the way. Like, I have clients that have government contracts. They have to make sure their websites work with Internet Explorer because of the government contracts. They want to help with support. Why? Well, we don't need what happened to Colonial. Well, yeah, what happened to Colonial Pipeline is certainly bad, but the fact of the matter is the private sector is way more competent at handling this kind of stuff than the government is. The government can't even find its butt with 2 hands, and we want them to secure infrastructure. And then they're wanting to put everything in the clouds and everything on the internet. Whoa, this is good. We have good security. We change our password every 3 months. Yeah, it was government password 1. Oh, got to change. Government password 2. Change password again. I don't have time for this. Government password 3. And this is what happens. So, yeah, the government is here. They're here and they're here to help. And this is going to cause a lot of issues and a lot of problems. So, yeah, guys, we don't need the government over here trying to help, but they want to get involved in helping to secure the pipeline so that nothing like happened at Colonial Pipeline happens again. Here's a thought, though. I just have a sneaky suspicion that might actually help. Have redundant systems in place, like, oh, I don't know, an alternative pipeline. Oh, well, they closed that one down. Oh, well. They closed down the other one going through, no, who was, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, if you want to help support the channel, we do have a Patreon page, patreon.com/TOMM. This supports Linux, Christian, and writing stuff that we do. So you can jump on over there if you want to help support the site. So thanks for watching, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux. Alrighty. Oh, wow. I don't think we'll finish early. It's getting close though. All right. Let's see. Greetings, Sanjoro. How are you doing? Run Minecraft servers on 3 Raspberry Pi machines. Never had any issues. Maybe converting to a Chromebook into a Linux machine at some time. Very cool. Might make it into a Mastodon server. Assign someone here. Let's see. I was assigned to someone here by the school and just told me to keep it. Fantastic. I'll image the drive and go. All right. Ooh, Shadow Strike. If you are on Patreon, let me double check that, and I will add you to the supporters stream. Ping me a DM about that, and so I can verify everything after the stream's over, but I won't remember if it's just sitting there in the live chat. Let's see. Like rain better than snow and ice and strong winds. Yeah, we had winds so strong yesterday. It actually blew everybody's garbage can out to the back corner there. Of course, I always pull my cans in as soon as the garbage truck comes by, so mine never, fly on down the road. But everyone else's was, and it knocked out our power for a little bit, Knocked out massive trees in the park I usually walk in. I had to climb over like giant trees that were laying on the path in the park yesterday. Too hot to walk there today. Wow. Yeah, it was too wet to walk here. Getting rid of my physical books and DVDs. There you go. Not a fan of any Intel chip because I'm not savvy enough to see what's in the firmware. Yeah, that's I prefer AMDs, but I got a good deal on the i5 micro PCs, so I decided to go with that one. Intel steals Hoover's sucking patent. Well, it sucks, so don't worry about it. Ever notice how the vacuum cleaner is the only thing that's good when it sucks? Where's the story in the video title? The last one. The government is here to help because they want to help secure the cybersecurity on the pipeline. Security violation for not hitting record. Let's see. Doing the opposite. Anything I want to keep, I'm putting on permanent lifelong DVDs. Yeah, absolutely. That's why I keep that. I actually paid $30 for a DVD yesterday. Because it's a movie I really wanted to see. There are, on Amazon, 3 copies left on the internet for this region. Otherwise, I'd have to buy a used one from a different region. So I'm like, I'll go ahead and get the one for this region. I'll pay $30 for it. Still VHS tapes. There you go. Ron, EMP works okay during EMP, but does your DVD player work? Yeah, if you got a DVD player and a TV and a steel trash can for that EMP, then you're good. Got most DVDs, VR discs, and selling the hard copies on eBay. Yeah. Government count to 2 without topless model in front of them. Oh boy, oh boy. They have a Faraday cage. I might, if I forget to store the discs, they won't get fried. Not sure. Thunder. Yeah, DVDs will survive an EMP, but the DVD player will not. Gas prices have been going back down recently. I'll have to double check. I haven't checked for a few days. Not running some crazy 4K monster stuff. All right, Kitty really wants to come up. He's over here batting at my knees. Right, kitty cat? Oh, you have a few minutes. Then we got to do the business. I got to set you back on the floor for the business because you're putting too much cat hair all over. Let's see. Buying System 76 computers is so expensive. Yeah, I would love to, but you know what? I just don't have thousands of dollars. Like, the time for paying thousands of dollars for an average computer, that was 30 years ago. Or maybe 20 years ago. I would love to buy System 76, but I just don't have that kind of money. Should be getting a 4K smart TV next year. There you go. I can't count before. Oh, yeah, you can't count to 2 without the topless model. I know. Stepfather and father would have said the same thing. Dan Kelly, thank you for that super chat. Always a fan. K Zhang, $6.66. Very cool. Thank you. Little evil, but very cool. Thank you for that super chat. Should get an all-region DVD player. I wonder if my DVD player is all-region, but, you know, I probably should. We were talking about that last night after the supporter stream, but I was like, nah. The fact of the matter is, I don't sit down at TVs and watch DVDs. I do pretty much everything on the computers in the office. Newest eMMC 32 gig Raspberry Pi 4B sucks. 5 hours to up. Really? Interesting. Only approved videos, please. Pac-Man S. Cattails. It's a fuzzy snake. Invest in a good mini vacuum to get the cat hair out of the computer. I probably should. Actually, though, you shouldn't use a vacuum on cat hair. You need to use an air blower, not an air sucker. So that's why laptops are useful. I can justify thousands for what I do. Yep. All right. All right. Set the kitty down. I gotta do the business news, kitty. Then you come back up. All right. We'll do the business news. Then you come back up. Then we'll do the silly news. Then you can come back up again. And then we'll feed you after the silly news. Yes, we will. All right. We are on. For you guys that jumped on to see what's going on with Ubuntu, that is the next section. So let's go ahead and get on to that. I need my affiliate, which is that. I need to fix some of these affiliate links. Oh, there's cat hair. Kitty, why are you putting your cat hair all over the place? All right, let's get started. Welcome back to the Weekly News Roundup, the business and the silly edition. We actually have some good Sillyville articles this week. Unfortunately, last week, there's nothing going on silly in the world. But this week, I mean, hey, we're getting sillier than, you know, chocolate chip chocolate ice cream, you know. So with that, let's go ahead and just dive right on into the news. Tesla is facing a huge fine in Norway. Are my Norway followers watching today? Say hi if you are. So Tesla faces a huge fine in Norway for throttling battery charge speeds. Companies are ordered to pay $16,000 per customer. So, of course, this is one of the scary things about Tesla's model, where everything is controlled and owned by them. Because one of the things you can do with charge controllers and such is, based upon battery capacities and things like that, you can tell the software to do different things. So if you have a variety, for example, a bank of lithium batteries, you can program the BMS to do different things in different ways, because really the BMS systems, battery management systems for lithium batteries, are their computers themselves that have controllable and regulatable parameters. So one of the things that Tesla does is they'll have slower charging, they'll have lower capacity charging, but if you want faster charging, if you want a higher capacity battery, you just have to fork out more money. And then, of course, if you try and hack your car into it to do anything like that, then you really can't do anything else. It's like lock you out. So Tesla's been ordered to pay 136 kroners, I guess that's $16,000 each, to thousands of customers for slowing down charging speeds. 2019 software update was found to have affected the battery life in Tesla Model S vehicles manufactured between 2013 and 2015, sparking a complaint by dozens of Tesla owners in the country. In the country's Constellation Council, according to Netivision. As a result, customers were reportedly diminished range and slower charging speeds at the company's supercharger network. Tesla did not file a response, and the case was decided in the plaintiff's favor. So basically, they just said, hey, we got a problem. Tesla's like, I don't even care. Not even worth it. So now they actually have to pay $16,000 per each customer, $16,000 to settle the complaint. They know the particular Model S has been sold around 10,000 times during the period in question, making it a potentially very expensive judgment for Tesla. So this is one of the challenges with the Tesla model. I would not recommend a Tesla vehicle because there's too much data into the company. There's no privacy to it. They can see anything and everything you're doing. There's just too many issues with it. Though, and this is one of those things that we start to see, is we're starting to see them tinkering around with your car with software updates, which is also why I don't want my car connected to the internet. I have a hint for you guys. If your car is not connected to the internet, it's not going to be hackable or breachable, and therefore it is in no need of security updates. Just a thought. Well, Iran bans cryptocurrency mining just for 4 months because of there's blackouts. This is one of the downsides. Why is Greta Thunberg not pointing at every person doing cryptocurrency stuff going, how dare you, how dare you, how dare you? Because all this cryptocurrency is utilizing a lot of electricity. And this is, I mean, you want to talk about what's destroying the climate change and causing global warming and man-made climate change that's going to kill us all. And I think we're down to 9 years now, right? Anyone keeping track of this? So with all this, I mean, the cryptocurrency mining, well, this becomes big problems if you have places where the power grid is particularly unstable, like, you know, California, Iran, apparently. And they're really concerned during the summer months when people, you know, the electricity grids are have a little bit better or a little bit more use to them. They are becoming more fragile. And so with this, there's trying to ban cryptocurrency mining for the period of the summer while it's hot when the electrical grid is under so much stress. And so that's really what is at stake here. Of course, there's this giant battle between all the cryptocurrencies and everything else going on. So that's kind of what Iran's up to, though, you know. Charter, behaving like a monopoly. Charter charges more money for slower internet on streets with no competition. Isn't this shocking? I've actually, I mean, this is the type of stuff I have reported in the past. All right. You have the city. Okay. Comcast and Charter cover this half of the city. They both have really good rates. People in the same city, I don't have any problems with the pricing. Price is really good and accurate. Yeah, you go across the street where the other one doesn't serve. It's one and not the other. And your rates are going through the roof. And you're like, I don't even have half the speed you have. And I'm paying 3 times as much. Well, that's what seems to be going on. So $30 for 40 Mbps on one street and $50 for 20 Mbps or 200 Mbps on the other street. And that's really what they were doing. No surprise, cable companies charge lower prices where they face competition. This is why we need to break up monopolies. Are you listening, government? You need to break up the monopolies. You can't look at the whole country and go, well, our country has 2 huge internet providers. We have Comcast and we have Time Warner, right? You can't do this because they don't serve the same areas. They have overlapping area, or they don't have overlapping areas. There's no competition. There's de facto monopoly, which is why here in the 4th or so largest city in my state, I have exactly one option for internet. Why my internet fees went from $50 to $100 over the last 3 years, and I have zero choice but to move. That is called a monopoly. But no, since Comcast is a Pennsylvania company, do you think anybody's going to do anything about them? Nope, not at all. And that's really where our problem happens to be. This is why we need to have good municipal internet available to us and things like that. So, yeah, definitely, here's internet. Here's some things. You have longer price guarantee on a competitive street. So if you have competition, you know, this is them just being a monopoly. This is kind of a problem. Well, Instacart is rolling out new 30-minute deliveries. And yeah, the workers, like, okay, you got a delivery out. You're like, oh, yeah, hey, the guy's already in the store. Bing, bing, bing. Whoa, super fast delivery. They might just abandon the old cart to get the new one out. So increasing demands on a precarious workforce. What could possibly go wrong? Now, this is, they put several restrictions on this shorter base here. The first restriction they put on it is it's got to be very small and very simple orders. The second is, what is that? So 45, 60 minutes are available. This is, see, 30 minutes. I can't remember what the list was. Quick errands rather than bulk groceries. It intends to basically pick up a couple small items, very easy from the store, in places closer to the stores. So the Instacart itself will flag and double check the order and see if it's even possible and kick the order out of that option, or maybe not offer it, depending on what it is. They're rolling this out in 15 cities, although they've only named 6, those being Chicago, Los Angeles, Miami, San Diego, San Francisco, and Seattle. All probably good cities to not leave your house. I don't know. But anyway, this will probably do some weird things with the delivery drivers. People who do not pay extra for the 30-minute delivery might find themselves on longer deliveries. That's kind of my thought, what might end up happening. But I don't know. Well, Washington State is suing a patent troll for violating consumer protection laws. Although legal experts, though, actually, they're actually here saying this may not even fly because there's so many right to free speech laws that it's like... So what this company is doing is they started one company, they were sued out of business, then they just started another company, they literally fixed the letter A after the end of it, or number 2, I think it was A, after the name of the company. So it's the same exact company. First, I got to give kudos to this art because this artwork is awesome. EFF did an excellent job here. Figure 2B, here's your file troll patent 2019. So this company, Landmark Technology is the company. They spent 20 years threatening and suing small businesses over bogus patents, literally anybody that runs a e-commerce store. So they, let's see. So they in the state of Washington, the state of Washington is claiming that the Landmark Technology violated the state's Patent Troll Protection Act, which bans bad faith assertions of patent infringement. Following a widespread campaign of patent demand letters, more than 30 states passed some kind of law placing limits on bad faith patents. So they still will face an uphill battle because of some federal laws. But at the same time, what this company's doing, they went from Landmark Technology, they closed that business, now they're Landmark Technology A, go figure. Recently created LLC appears to be largely identical to the now defunct Landmark Technology. New company asserts the same patents against the same type of targets. Patents inventor is Landmark Technology owner Lawrence Lockwood. He sent over 1,000 demand letters based on patent 7,010,508, which was issued in 2006 and claims rights to, quote, automated multimedia data processing network for processing business and financial transactions between entities from remote sites. So basically, he utilizes his patent to sue anybody and everybody who happens to run an e-commerce store. I would like to see him threaten to sue Amazon. That would be hilarious. Just for fun. So basically, he's filing suits against candy companies, toy makers, organic farms, a Seattle bottle maker, just to name a few. Now, there was actually a case where this was actually up for review, where the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office in 2004 brought this patent up for review to say it's likely invalid because it doesn't actually explain how to do the things that it claimed it did. And that could be invalidated it, but they settled the case rather than going. So this guy's like, well, I'll pay a little bit to prevent this from being looked at. So anybody who this guy is coming after, reopen that case and see what happens. I bet that you might get out of that. But anyway, more attacks on the patent trolls. I don't know. We'll see if there's any good long-term consequences of this down the road, but I seriously doubt it. Well, self-driving cars aren't enough for you. Merlin Lab wants to fill the skies with pilotless planes carrying cargo and passengers. That's all we need. A blue screen of death at 50,000 feet. So there you are. All of a sudden, planes will start falling from the skies when hackers get a hold of these things. This will be fun. Yay! You know, all of a sudden, planes are just going to start falling down into cities all over the place. It'll be kind of frightening. But yeah, one of us who grew up in Windows 95 era, we're still not ready for anything that self-drives. And in this case, self-flying planes. No, good thing I'm not a big fan of flying anyway. It's just become too Gestapo and too dystopian to fly anymore for my taste. Well, let's go ahead without any further ado and talk about what happened here with Ubuntu and BitTorrent and a DMCA warning. So first, but let's go ahead and get this one out of the way first. Ubuntu had nothing to do with this. All right. So what happens? What happened here is, of course, there's the RIAA and, you know, MPAA. All these guys are all trying to fight torrenting and stuff like that. And basically, they want to declare that anybody using torrent sites is effectively a criminal, as it is. So let's just go and lock up the criminals or whatever else. That's kind of what they're trying to assert here. And so in doing this and trying to assert all of this, they are hiring third-party firms. It's kind of like the people who do bogus copyright claims on YouTube videos, right? Bogus copyright claims, they're just like, hey, let's just go ahead and throw stuff out, whatever, wherever you want to be. And so this company, they are responsible for going through, and what they'll do is they'll connect onto torrent sites where you can see what other IP addresses are there, and then they'll basically grab a hold of all the IP addresses that are on torrent sites, and then they're going to go ahead and try and figure out who these people are, and then send them rude letters and stuff, you know, with pictures of angry people on them or whatever else they're doing. And many times the copyright holders will hire these companies so they don't have to do it themselves. It's basically like contracting out your dirty work. Frankly, I think this should be illegal. If you think someone's stealing your stuff, then you hire employees yourself and go do it. So stop hiring some third party with shady and weird trends to go ahead and do that. So what happened is one of these companies ended up doing this, and the name of the company would be in here somewhere. So what happened is this company, which is hired on behalf of some of the companies that are looking for illegal downloaders, got itself... what appears happened is that company's emails to ISPs are now being spoofed. And so somebody is getting into these torrent IP addresses, getting the IP addresses, doing all the legwork, and then sending the DMCA takedowns or the DMCA notices to the ISP, in this case Comcast. And Comcast, they're not really going to get involved. They're not going to look into it. They're just going to assume that the guy said what was right, and they're just going to go ahead and bash on the customer because it's Comcast. It can do that. And they have a monopoly, so you don't have any recourse to switch to a better ISP if you're on Comcast. So what they're doing here, though, is in this case, somebody ended up logging on and grabbing IP addresses of a torrent server, grabbing Ubuntu, which is perfectly legal. Okay. It is distributed by Ubuntu on torrents for you to torrent and download. And the reason you should be torrenting your Linux distributions is it takes load off of their servers and keeps the costs down for your Linux distributions. So if you can torrent your Linux distributions, be it Ubuntu or otherwise, go ahead and please torrent those because it does take the load off of those servers in many cases. So with that, somebody went ahead and did this, and they spoofed the third party that is responsible for lying, they spoofed the third party responsible for telling the ISPs that somebody on their network is violating copyright by torrenting quote unquote illegal stuff. So with that being said, this guy got a takedown issue for torrenting Ubuntu, but it does appear it was completely false. It was somebody spoofed the contact information from the third party, and the third party, which is OPSEC. So here is actually a statement from OPSEC. OPSEC Security DMCA notice sending program was spoofed on Wednesday, May 26, 2021 by unknown parties across multiple streaming platforms. Content in question all appears to be Ubuntu Linux distros. We have incontrovertible evidence that proves this DMCA notices were not perpetuated by or originated by OPSEC Security. OPSEC's enforcement efforts are occasionally spoofed by a third party in an attempt to damage OPSEC's reputation. Too late, your reputation's already gone. What reputation? You're telling on people for using torrent without any real evidence. The attempts are easily identifiable and easily disproven. We are notifying the appropriate authorities about the incident. So at least they are doing the right thing. They are talking about it being spoofed. And apparently, though, if you are downloading Ubuntu, then you very well could receive one of these from your ISP and let them, send them a copy of this article saying, yeah, this is a spoofer. So anyway, it had nothing to do with Ubuntu. Ubuntu's not going mad or evil or crazy. It didn't have anything to do with Comcast, other than the fact that Comcast should really be looking into these a little bit more. And it had nothing to do with OPSEC, although they're just some third-party bottom feeder anyway, so whatever that would happen to be. So that's kind of what happened with DMCA for torrenting Ubuntu. So that's what the story was. Had a kind of happy ending, but at the same time, there it was. Well, if you want to help support the channel, you can use our affiliates. If you need a website, we are highlighting A2 hosting, tlm.li/A2H. And you can get anything from basic shared plans up to managed VPS plans. Just anything in between, unmanaged VPS, dedicated servers, shared drive, just all sorts of fun stuff. You have as low as $2 per month, 81% off using our code here, all the way up for your dedicated servers, $100, which is 50% off for those if you are in need of any of those. And I host all my websites on A2 for quite a long time. I moved them off simply because cPanel's licensing went crazy. But with that, A2 is still a great company. I still highly recommend them. And you should check them out if you are in need of a website, tlm.li/A2H. Now let's head to Sillyville. All right, check in on some comments. It looks like we're going to be a little bit late. It's 10:04, and we have not even started Sillyville yet. All right, let's see. Laptop for $1,100. Wife giving a hard time spending $100 more. Just let me say I had to sleep on the sofa for days. Uh-oh. Take a risk. White chocolate chips and chocolate soft serve. Oh, no. You missed the hard-hitting journalism of the week when Joe Biden was eating an ice cream cone. And rather than asking about, the border crisis or peace in the Middle East or record inflation or pipelines shutting down, people losing jobs, a dismal job support, they were deeply concerned. What flavor ice cream are you eating, Mr. President? And he was eating chocolate chip. And then everyone cheered. That might just be because he streamed together a single sentence without blubbering. Let's see. Battery charger can be throttled by simply adding a 1N45 diode in place of the current regulator. It's an old Western electric GTE trick. AMD A855M, but I can upgrade to an A10. It would run really hot. I actually have an AMD A85500. That's what I'm replacing with the micro PC. I might be looking to sell it. Let's see. Hello, Spin Viking. Greetings. Monitoring this video for hate speech. All right. Max out RAM, 16 gigs, dropped in a 240 SSD along with new battery, 90-watt charger. There you go. Windows 10 hates dual boot a lot. Made their own bootloader that deletes Grub. Oh, really? Well, if you update Windows 10 and you're relying on Grub, Windows 10 will reinstall its own bootloader on update. It's got a USB Wi-Fi card as Lenovo whitelisted the internal 2.4 gig Wi-Fi card. Ball slow recharge with crap range. All right. Windows has a virus that needs to be removed. I agree. All right. Climate change denial or global warming denial is denial, dismissal, unwarranted doubt that contradicts the scientific consensus on it. Wrong. Let's see. Gifted a smart TV. Immediately remove Wi-Fi module. It works just fine without it, but never phones home to China or calls Big Brother. That's right. ET phone home. Yeah. As long as 4K TV has no camera, I have no issues connecting to Wi-Fi. Yeah. DMCA for tormenting. Yeah, okay. Very mysterious graphics on AMD A8. Should be 120 on dual channel, but no info on VRAM amount. Mine takes 1 gig. So I have 6 gigs in my system, but my system reports 5 gigs, so I'm assuming it's 1 gig. And yes, it is pulling out of my system memory. Store asked clerk about where's this camera on the spying TV, and the clerk said, I don't know, but it's there. Old laptop Linux connected to it. I can do all of that. None of their business. Yep. Tried putting a stream on 2x playback speed. Am I talking really fast? Yeah, I'm talking really fast. Wait till you get that fast. You need ludicrous speed. That's right. Learning curve with Linux, but it's not as bad as you think. Use Ubuntu Mate first. Very familiar. You can try it from a DVD or thumb drive without wiping Windows. Absolutely. Yep. Windows is Windows 10 virtual machine with no internet. I do have a Surface Pro 1. I haven't booted on for 6 months. I should probably charge it up. George, greetings from Mexico. How's it going there? Hope you remember me. I do. How are you? Automated airplanes with a computer module failure or a hack from 10,000 feet. Yeah. Customer should have downloaded Arch. Keep Windows 10. Oh, where'd I go? Windows 10 SD in an enclosure. At least one says common sense. Oh, use torrent managers such as transmission. Yep. Flagged on Thursday. Check your brain records. Uh-oh. So now ISPs are going to become even creepier for using torrents. That's right. Comcast has 200 Mbps for $35. Keep calling till you get the deal. Not in my area. That would be if you happen to have something else competing with it. The American kids get angry like Greta only when their mom takes away one of her phones. Biden ice cream is just as the story. Yeah, the Ford Lightning one. At least there he threatened to run over a reporter. So, you know. What kind of Prez is doing tonight? We're just sniffing around. It's late. He's sleeping. All right, let's see. Next, I run an old laptop using tunneling service. There you go. Run Nextcloud Pi for a little while. Even operated its Mastodon account for a bit. There you go. What happens when the plane eats the fish? Yeah. Well, the pilot is safe. That's all we can say. All right. Let's jump on over to Sillyville. So in Sillyville, the first is there is now a robot, although it looks more like a vending machine than a robot, to be perfectly fair. But it's reported as a robot. But it is a cereal robot to make your food easier to prepare. More or less, it's more like just a cereal dispenser, kind of like your soda machines. You can go over the new fancy ones. You can kind of program into it what you want and program all the flavors and stuff and put the thing down, select the size of the cup, and it goes. Well, this guy here, it's a Kellogg's cereal machine, and you can program it to dish out whatever type of cereal that you want it to dish out. You can do all boring cornflakes. You can just do a mishmash of everything. What do they call it? The suicide, where you just mix one of everything together. And then they have some pre-made stuff where it's like, I think they have one of the pre-mades listed here. The Hawaii 5-0, it's not a TV show, I think. The Hawaii 5-0, which is frosted mini wheats, Bare Naked Fit triple berry, granola, pineapple, coconut, and mango. Mix all that kind of stuff together, and then it does it. Of course, you know the one thing this machine does not do? It does not allow you to change the ratio. So if you really like that very little milk, lots of cereal per bite, you don't have that choice. If you like the, I want a little bit of cereal float in my bowl of milk, you don't have that choice either. It does a single amount of milk, no matter what. Can't really change that one way or the other. So there you have it, though. And, of course, your little tiny single bowl of cereal is going to cost you between $3 and $6.50. They're deploying this on some college campuses to be used with your meal plan, so you can be charged an arm and a leg. Absolute insane price gouging for cereal. You can buy a box of this stuff for $2.99, by the way, just so you guys know. I mean, it might be the generic brand, but at least it's a little bit. So there you have it, guys. There you have it. They were calling it food DRM as well, but anyway. Well, this guy here, he made a Doom CAPTCHA instead. This is epic. And let's see. This was a little bit too loud. Let me turn the volume on, but I'm going to turn the volume down. Let's... There you go. So there you have it, guys. So you can go ahead and do your CAPTCHA like that. If that were on CAPTCHA sites, guys, I would go around looking for CAPTCHA sites to do. That is absolutely epic. There you go, guys. Doom CAPTCHA. Absolutely cool. All right, well, this guy, we talked about a couple weeks back, we talked about the mob boss that was nabbed for a YouTube channel where he was doing his Italian cooking YouTube channel, and they nabbed him because of his tattoos. Very distinctive stuff. You got to watch out with what you're putting out there on the interwebs, because this UK drug trafficker, he was nabbed by police because of his love for cheese. How, you say? Well, he posted his favorite cheese online on an anonymous forum, but this photo that he posted from his phone gave high enough resolution that the police were able to access the photo, pull off his fingerprints, figure out what his name was, and figure out where he was. So he is a suspected dealer using EncroChat, which... everything I find about it says it's basically used by the dirty criminal underground to do encrypted messages. It's like the evil twin brother of Signal, I guess. But police have actually had access to this. They broke into it months ago, over a year ago. They basically have access to all the information. Now the question is just identifying who is who. Well, this guy posted a picture of his favorite cheese with enough detail to fingerprint him based on the information in the photo. And so then they were able to nab him based upon that. So there you go, guys. Be very careful with what you're putting out there on the internet, because this picture of cheese was able to show his fingerprints, and that's how they nabbed him. There you go, guys. And now, on to the armed and dangerous 8-year-olds. I asked Vince what's up with this, but now in Australia, you will now have to register your Nerf guns as firearms. Every 8-year-old I know is now a battle-hardened, gun-toting criminal. I mean, really. So, register this toy as a firearm. Banned from South Australia. This one here, you know, I mean, it looks like a toy gun, but it doesn't have the red tip on it. So, popular children's toy has been exposed as a hidden firearm after some models are now registered as weapons in one Australian state. Nerf guns will now be registered as firearms in South Australia after enthusiasts discovered that certain designs of the child-friendly toy are certain designs of the child-friendly toy operate identically to prohibited gel blasters. Gel blasters, toy guns that generally shoot a super absorbent polymer as bullets, are considered a regulated imitation firearm under South Australian Firearms Act. So, there you go, guys. Oh, dangerous stuff. Since October last year, any gel blasters must be registered, and the operator must hold a firearms license, but some Nerf gun models have found a loophole in the legislation. Gel blaster owned Brett Herbert says the Nerf guns fire in the exact same way as the gel shooter. You can put gels in these things without any modifications and use them as a gel blaster, he said. So another gel blaster owner, Brad Phillips, revealed that he registered his $35 Nerf Mega Big Shock model to his local police station as a firearm. Yeah, guys. Yeah. That's insane. So there you have it, guys. If you are in Australia, make sure you are registering your Nerf guns because that's now firearms. Well, if you want to help support this channel, we do have a Subscribestar page, subscribestar.com/switchedtolinux. This is in addition to Patreon at TOMM and thinklifemedia.com. You can help support us on over there. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux. Alrighty, let's see. Want to post a picture of favorite cheese? Don't have your own hand in the picture. There you go. Someone may say we should have to. Others may not have to, but he'll never take a picture of his hand again. Yep, pretty much. Save my home folder on Ubuntu derivatives and then install Ubuntu derivative distro. Copy of a new distro. We'll have Ollie in stat. So no, the home folder does not save the applications. It only saves the application settings. So you would need to go into your distribution, add all of the applications that you wanted to have, then copying your home folder will save all of your data and application settings. So here where I do a lot of edits with Kdenlive, I have some specific filters that I use over and over. So I have those created and saved in my system as custom transitions or whatever else. All I need to do is copy those transitions home folder from one distro to the other, and that will copy those particular settings for Kdenlive. So it will not copy the applications, but it will copy the application settings and data. So like web browser stuff, things like that. Stop on a cornflake, would that make you a serial killer? Yes. Do a guide on how to use a host file at a router level. Networking through a Raspberry Pi and a crappy ISP router, something to keep safe. Okay, so I already have one. It is the Pi-hole video. It's one of my top videos. It is Comprehensive Guide to Installing Pi-hole. I'm not sure if I have it, but I might actually have a similar one on pfSense. The problem with that is, depending on your router, if you have a commercial router, you probably can't do that. Because you can't manipulate the host file and things on those. I can on the pfSense, although I use PF Blocker instead to do that because it allows me to turn on or turn off the block scripts, add, remove things more easily from a GUI, things like that. But Pi-hole is the way you can enable that feature on a commercial router. So we have a video on Pi-hole. So search my channel for the comprehensive Pi-hole setup. And that actually, I run that on a Raspberry Pi Zero. So, you know, a $20 Raspberry Pi, very simple script. I have all of the setup instructions and configuration instructions there. And then all you need to do is change your router's DNS to use your Raspberry Pi. And nearly every commercial router I know of will allow you to do that. So I already have that video, and it's you can find it on the channel. Take a robot out back and beat it to a pulp. Would you have a serial killer? Yes. Milk went sour. Yeah. Buy the bag of cereal if you want to save some money. Yeah. XFCE, so no plasma for me, but use it, it works. Yep. Just when you thought captures are getting hard enough. What, I better tell my wife not to take cheese photos. That's right. Just not with a hand in the way. You can take the cheese photos. Just put them down. Let's make a fundraiser for more Doom captures on the web. There you go. Prince Tower just fried. It was on every day for about 14 years. Uh-oh. Sometimes I dream about cheese. Sweet dreams are made of brie. Who am I? Yeah. Sweet dreams are made of cheese. Who am I to disagree? There you go. Let's ignore Gromit's advice to make money that way. Yeah. Texas passed a bill to remove gun license requirements. Yes, they now have constitutional carry in Texas. Nerf guns and I own handguns. Yeah, yeah. A toy gun fires the same way as a real gun? You don't say. Get that Sillyville news of the Nerf regulation. It's crazy. I don't remember. I heard it said somewhere, and I looked it up. I'm like, that can't be real. Yep, it's real. Routers all have IP4s. Let's see. It's okay to use registered firearm as a Nerf war or not. I knew a woman who owned a taser. Man, was she stunning. Ooh, good one. Don't invite Dick Cheney to a shooting contest. No, not at all. Don't get me started on routers. Just trash my D-Link and replace it with Pi 4 because privacy. Yeah. Let's pick cheese, pick up sweat so you can hide your fingers in the holes. Oh boy, all right. Let's go feed the kitty cat. Is the kitty cat over here? Ah, yes. Kitty cat's over there. I need to take that one off. All right, kitty cat, we're going to feed you, but I need you to go over to your chair over here. Yeah, we're going to come over here. Come on. Bonk. He's like, let me at him. Hopefully you guys can see the cat. Hey, back up. All right. Kitty's still there. He's like, that was good, man. That was good. Just change your IPv4 settings, change your browser. Yeah, there's a lot of, you can do browser level as well. One slightly used chair. Haven't seen it before, although you've talked a lot about it. Oh yeah, that chair, it's officially broken. I can't even sit in it anymore. It is a goner, but the cat loves it. So I'll just keep it in the corner of the office until it's seriously in my way. And then I'll get rid of it at that point in time. But I bought a new functional one last week. So there we have it. All right, guys. I am going to go ahead and wrap this one up here for the night. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Tomorrow, 12 Eastern, we will have a video on Glimpse, a fork of GIMP going on hiatus and what happened with that and why and all that kind of stuff. And we'll have that. And then we will probably take Monday off this week because it is a holiday. But if I do not get a video up on Monday, I will try to have one up on Tuesday instead, which is usually a day off. But I'll push it out. Why not? But anyway, we will wrap this one up here today. Thanks for watching, everybody. And I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.